Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a reaction to a video that I have very much been looking forward to ever since Crash for Skylands started his Skylander Honesty Half Hour series. Of course, for Skylander I was looking most forward to him covering was none other than my boy Ignitor. So yes, you're going to see a bunch of images flying in the top left right now, including that of the thumbnail of the very video I'm about to react in front of. So without further ado, I'm going to put this here face cam in the top right hand corner of the screen as we reveal slowly the awesome layout I have for this here reaction. You can see the video at hand, you know, towards the left of the screen. There's definitely enough room for you to be able to see it, mind you. But yes, I cannot emphasize enough how excited I am to be watching Ignitor's Honesty Half Hour right here. How can I do anything besides react to the gloriousness that is my favourite Skylander, or at least the reaction of Crash for Skylands towards my favourite character, giving him an honest half hour. And going into this, my one main expectation is that he's going to get a 6-star rating. That's right, Ignitor is so good that 5 stars is not nearly enough. And with that all being said and done, let's get into it. Oh yeah, you got the classic Crash intro going on right now. I don't understand why his element is air, to be honest. I always thought of it as being magic, considering that his whole aesthetic is purple, especially considering the layout and everything. But you know, I suppose air will do.
Honesty Half Hour here on the channel. Honesty Half Hour, so very funny.
Woo! Honesty Half Hour, let's go. Even though it's not much of a half hour, it's more like 26 minutes. So if you're going to call it half an hour, make it half an hour. Because as I always say, if you're going to say something, say it right. If you're going to title it right.
So don't worry if you hear any noises in the background.
That's a place in for good old Canada.
I thought you were done.
Don't know where it is in Canada. I know it's in Canada all the same. But with that being said, it's sometime here as well. You can tell it's nice and bright from the lighting that's coming at all angles apparently.
That's also her, but she's done now. She's still licking her lips though. Welcome to an episode of Honesty Half Hour. If you don't know what this
I'm so glad he got his doggy in this video though.
Still rigging the Skylands, having just Spyro's Adventures and Giants.
Oh, of course he's rigging the Skylands. What else would he be doing? I mean, this is Crash we're talking about here. You mean it wasn't rigged before?
Besides for Series 2, 3, 4, and variants. And minis,
yeah, besides those, that's a pretty key part.
And giving them a half hour to prove their worth. 5 minutes to intro, 5 minutes to an outro.
Oh, so 20 minutes then. That's not half an hour.
Not bad, hey? This time, I'm bringing the Skylands. If you did not know, it's just go back and watch episode 91, if I'm not mistaken, because of the fact that...
The biggest disappointment about all this is that it only took 96 episodes to get to this point. 96 entire episodes. For 95 episodes, Crash was suffering with playing the Skylanders that are not nearly as good as Ignitor. 95 episodes worth. That's gotta hurt. I respect the dedication. I would need Ignitor earlier in a series like this if I was to continue on. You know, I need that hope moving forward. Ooh, tubs! And they're see-through too, so you can see the Skylanders that are inside tubs. That's convenient. Now, I know Crash's PS3 is basically on the brink of death, so that's why he's rigging the Skylands, so he can do the Spyro's Adventure and Giants characters before we can go back to the most recent 4 games and he can play them on the mighty PS4.
Giants, they're all going to go there. They retired to this job.
That's actually some pretty smooth zoom-in skill. That's not easy to do, so congratulations there, Crash. I'm picking up on this stuff because I am doing a film production course, for Pete's sake, that involves, you know, utilising film and equipment and everything. Ignitors 2 are awesome to even be recognised by, for its fellow to even be recognised by the dictionary, but here we are with Ignitor.
Loves this Skylander. It's kind of where his name came from, actually, Ignitor. And, whenever I do an episode...
Wait, that's where my name came from? Ooh.
I don't feel like I'm going to do it justice, you know? But the Chop Chop episode just came out by the time I filmed this, and I did pretty well with that one, so... we'll see. We're going to try to use this combos. We're going to use the best cancel Igniter. Ignite the fire if you're watching. I'll do what I
am watching. This is me watching you. That was a bit of a 4-4 break there. I had an advert for a moment there. That's going to be fun to sync back up. But regardless, Ignitor is here and he's looking glorious as Spyro's adventure. Like seriously, this game doesn't even look that good, and yet Ignitor still looks glorious. That's how glorious he is.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was nervous because the fact that this is my friend Skylander, well, one of my best friends Skylanders, he absolutely loves it. So I try to do as much.
Oh, best friend! That's really humbling. Thanks for the compliments here, Crash. I really appreciate it.
I decided to go with the combos, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll show all of those, hopefully.
Yeah, the combo path, the better one. You get the Inferno blade with that one, which looks badass because it's like a blade, but it has branching off paths that makes it look like a flame. Oh, what do you know? We both said flame at the same time. Now it's going to make things easy to sync up, given the ads and everything, but I'm quite alright with ads. Crash deserves monetization and to earn a little bit from these videos that he puts so much effort into.
And again, more powerful when you hold.
That's the best thing about it, the fact that you can walk with it whilst you're charging. Most charging attacks you can't walk around with, and that gives Ignitor an extra element of maneuverability. It means that you can charge something up before going into combat, and then once you're in combat you can unleash it. Most of the time that will defeat enemies in one hit as is, especially in Spyro's Adventure.
Oh, we gotta hold it. So you do.
Yeah, that combo is great for crowd control, you know, especially when Ignitor can struggle to hit enemies in front of him sometimes, so you can bring out that combo to guarantee yourself a hit in Spyro's Adventure where the hitboxes are janky.
Do for these episodes? I do completing the chapters, don't I?
But yeah, as I was saying earlier, for blade down, for blade path, how badass the sword looks. It deals 40 damage per hit, which in Spyro's Adventure is a shit ton. Uh-oh, swears. So, with that being said, what's cool about that blade is that it's on fire, but it looks like a flame in and of itself, so a flame on fire. That's like Flameception, it's raw awesomeness. But why are you picking on Whisper Island? That's like, not the best level.
Yeah, that's... I'm not
you can pick literally any other level.
So we're just gonna go and do what we can for combos and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to hit.
Why would you not listen to that? That was a story scroll about hair, and I have this much hair. Oh, so disappointed by Crash. In case you can't tell, this is what my old business called sarcasm. I am loving this. Just look at that combo. It's so destructive.
Here's that I actually want to use combos. The thing is, Ignitor, he's too strong, guys. He's too
Good joke.
Strong. The only one.
True words were never said by friend. Ignitor is too strong.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It does. Oh, it does a full range.
Everything around you.
Okay.
Oh, Crash is impressed, but how could he not be?
Does more. Just watch this. It does a full area. So that one's good for cleaning an area of enemies. Like if you have more than one enemy in the area, obviously. So
Congratulations for those, Sid Crash. Imagine that, Crash might be a little less the worst Skylanders player of all time if he's playing with the best Skylander of all time. No one can be the worst Skylanders player so long as they're playing as Ignitor, mind you.
Chop chop. I was very worried because it's making Gabe's favorite, and you know they're good friends of mine. So like obviously I want to do what I can to make this decent. Look at that move. I like that one. I like that big smash.
Yeah, shout outs to Maker Gabe, some absolutely legendary friends of mine.
Throw it back. So I just try to do it justice. I've always, in any of the things, try to do the combos. People are saying, you never did Ninjini's combos.
Ninjini's combos is what makes her good.
Shut up. She's literally on
I mean, there's 96 of these episodes, so I can't expect you to remember every single Skylander that you've done.
One of the things that a lot of people say is I
mean, at one point, I was reading through the playlist, and I thought I read Blastermind twice, but it's because he's done both Blastertron and Blastermind. It just made my brain turn to mesh.
I want to be able to take your favorite Skylander and do it justice.
It's official, Crash melted my brain. If I make a preview for this video, then that's going to be it.
Crash got to say about Ignitor. And then you find out I gave him like perfect stars, and you're like, hey, that's fine. But I gotta do.
Perfect stars is not nearly enough, Crash. How many times do I have to express this? Then again, I express it over and over again. Then I've created an effect for repetition. That effect being put emphasis on the very thing I'm repeating.
Look at the Spyro episode. I could have literally done the flame attack the entire time, and I still would have. Given him 5.
Spoilers much? I was going to watch that episode next, but now I already know the score. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Yeah, I think attacking them would be a good idea.
Hold on. What was going on with that comment?
Crash is experiencing the janky hitboxes in SSA. I did an entire solo run dealing with that, Crash. That's where the combos come in. The combos are just about the only thing that hit with Ignitor.
Yeah, like it's not letting me do the dash. Because he did the dash earlier, remember?
How about you point out the fact that Gilman just mysteriously vanished out of thin air? I think that's far more interesting, right? Who am I kidding? Nothing's more interesting than Ignitor.
It's doing a weird glitch, but you know me and glitches, so I'm pretty much the king of that.
It's not a weird glitch, it's just that SSA isn't really polished with the hitboxes.
Hit on him, but like, my main attack takes him out quicker. Oh wait, I need to actually get...
Yeah, so it's because Ignitor kind of swings the sword like that, it only hits like incredibly directly in front of him. So if you miss the hitbox ever so slightly, it's not going to deal with damage. It's why for games like Giants onwards, they generally just improved enemy hitboxes in general. They made them larger and easier to hit. So Giants, hypothetically, should be easier than SSA. If you pick easy difficulty, it most certainly is. But what rebounds those games out is the fact that they introduced difficulty. It was like, if enemies are easier to hit with your Skylander, then let's make it so on Nightmare mode, they can defeat Giants in 2 hits.
Dash attack to take out some enemies here now.
Because that's the thing, you know, you're nerf an enemy, you have to nerf a Skylander as well to compensate that balance, and that's where difficulty comes in. You know, it's genius of design, I suppose. They found a problem and they fixed it.
What's it called? I shouldn't have used the lightning, the laser on it. Can I hit him from down here? Can I hit him from down here? You can! Oh.
In later games, you could manage that, and in fact, you can manage that in this game.
Alright. See, I love that.
I mean, you could do that much quicker by, instead of holding charge and doing for combination with it instead.
I think out of like all of his moves.
That's like everybody's favorite move. It could you play it, would be that move is just so beast.
Let's grab some cake.
If he was playing Ignitor in literally any other game, he'd be 6 million times better, especially given the fact that his Series 2 improves his gameplay layers significantly. Because you leave behind a blue flame whenever you enter your Fire Spirit mode, or whenever you conduct a slam, it means that you can deal initial damage to enemies via the Fire Spirit or the slam. And then as they're trapped there, they are being dealt even more damage to by the blue spirit. Is why from a distance you can launch off your Fire Spirit, you can circle an enemy, you know, literally create circles around them, and then once your Fire Spirit has expired, they are dealt damage to by the blue flames. You can see now why the Series 2 adds so much depth to its gameplay, because it adds more to the strategy of do you risk leaving Ignitor vulnerable whilst taking out his Fire Spirit, because there's more of a reward behind that. But again, he's vulnerable completely, so it's a high risk, high reward type thing. That's one reason why I love Ignitor. He's really intense to play with at times, but he's also incredibly destructive. You know, you see enemies absolutely annihilated in front of you, and it's so fun to know you're the one who's doing it.
Oh well, maybe in the future I'll just at my downtime.
Oh well.
I'll
I just love Crash's expressions. They're truly brilliant.
All those, but we got the first one done. Yay! And
yay!
Never found all the areas, never found the soul gem, the treasure.
You got some stuff done here, Crash. You got some stuff.
That's fine. We'll come back to this.
Oh, and now you got a loading screen. How glorious that we all just love the loading screens.
That's the best way to get a reading on any character. What's his heroic challenge? Welcome to Heroic Mondays on a Tuesday.
So, you're ready to try a heroic challenge, huh?
What's hilarious about all this is that the Heroic Monday came out literally the day just before this, so it was like a double bill of Ignitor gloriousness on Crash's channel, and I loved every last moment of it. Mining is the key. It's a rather fun challenge, this one.
Mining is the key. Oh, that's the one. Right. Can't remember what it is now.
There's one for each gate buried in the rock.
He's saying right multiple times just to put emphasis on the fact that that was right. Repetition reflected everything.
Unlike on Heroic Mondays, I don't want...
Yeah, if you guys can't tell from what's on screen right now, this right here is raw awesomeness.
You don't actually fight anyone in this one. Even this rhubarb here. You just
what do you mean? You were literally just fighting someone? I apologise if my reactions are a little bit delayed. It's because I have to process something to say, and sometimes my dyspraxia can really get in the way of processing things quickly.
I'm just holding down the pickaxe.
Yeah, but why would you do that when, you know, Ignitor Slash can do all that damage in one singular hit?
You don't even need to fight.
I mean, it's nice that his heroic challenge gives you a different way to tackle combat, but still, Ignitor's combat is so fun that you should want to use it.
This one is, yeah, that was kind of boring.
And there we went
So we're not
with
gonna do that.
even
We're
more
actually
mid-roll ads, but now we're in a loading screen, so again, I'm going to synchronize it even through utilization of my voice. Because I'm not actually screen recording the video as I watch it, I'm just going to download it later and then put it in the
I'm
left
sorry
down
if it
there.
just seems like I'm a little bit off.
Purely because if I download stuff, it's not going to buffer, it's going to be better quality than a screen record, so...
What? I sucked it up.
Here we are, with
And
a
I'm only gonna-
level much better than Orspell Island, for Darkwater Cove. Surprisingly, the only level in this game about elements with the name of an element in the name of a level, you'd think a game all about the elements would have more level names with the element names in it, but you'd be wrong
I
apparently.
am good enough to be able to still film, but it's just, you know...
Yeah, I did notice that. The fact that Crash looked a little sick on one of his videos recently sounded it too.
Hi, Gil. Hi, Gil, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, same thing happens with me, you know, I'm not heavily motivated to record at first. This one I was heavily anticipating ever since Crash created the series, so this one, because I've been so eagerly anticipating this video, you know, I'm really enjoying recording this right now, but sometimes I struggle with motivation to record, and sometimes I just don't really feel up to it, but as soon as I start, I really get into it. I just let my charisma take over.
Nailed it.
And, you know, it gives me joy to express my personality in these videos, and people watch them for some stupid reason. Like, why do people go to the internet and choose to watch my videos over everybody else knows? I will never understand. Everybody else knows? Over everybody else, more so, is what I'm saying here. There are way better SkyTubers than me, and yet here I am at 1,000 subscribers being rather confused about it all, and I really, really appreciate it.
See if I go back, see if he's still stuck there.
Yes! Combos! Do them! Else!
See him? Just stuck there?
Else what? I don't know. Just else, I guess.
You can say it, you can do it, buddy. Don't know how he managed to get stuck there. Like, I legit don't know how he managed to get
Oh,
stuck there.
poor Gurgle
That makes
Finn.
total sense.
SSA jankiness, that's how I got stuck
man.
there.
Oh, speaking of getting stuck,
It's fine, because this is a whole scripted section. As soon as you trigger a specific point in the level, it will just conduct itself as usual anyway, even without the NPC being there.
This combo again, because it glitched. It's doing it.
Chicken!
Wait, it was supposed to be a stab.
Now, the best thing about Ignitor is that when you eat food, you actually hear it being, like, sizzled inside of him, because, of course, he is a fire spirit inside that suit of armor, so, you know, that's really cool attention to detail. It's a shame that Crash doesn't pick up on that, because small details like Skylander can make him even
Was
better.
that a stab earlier? Am I losing my mind? It was totally a stab earlier. I'm just confused now. I think I'm just losing my mind.
Crash is going crazy. Crash confirmed the crazy person. I mean, it suits him, it's all alliterative, Crash being crazy and all that, they're all C's.
Let's see, I'm gonna use...
Boom, baby!
See, that's one of the worst parts, too, is the fact that when you're so strong, you don't even need to use combo moves half the time. Because, like, it's a combo move. It's good for
Is there really a problem with being that strong, mind you? Again, SSA, it's not really the best game to test out any Skylander with, because most of the Skylanders from Sports Events should get better from SSA onwards anyway. Like, Crash's boy, Bash, is so much more better in later games because he has his WoW power to him that makes his moveset have so much more of a better flow and better pace into it. And that WoW power, again, it adds another layer of strategy to his combat, because in the midst of a roll, you can create that massive explosion attack. Bash isn't as good in Spyro's Adventure as he is the other games, even if he is still great in Spyro's Adventure, there's no denying it.
Is it when you're walking? I think it...
Yeah, it's when you're walking, it's a momentum-based move.
But, like, I'm just kind of confused about the fact
If you do it, you know, on the spot and you have no momentum to lunge yourself forward, it's the same with actual physical martial arts in real life.
It's going to be a lot better with next week's episode. I mean, I'm totally not filming these in advance. The joke here is that I'm filming these in
Yeah, say it's hard when conducting a move if you weren't moving beforehand to actually move alongside for technique, you could go as far to saying. That's why for stuff like jumping backwards spinning kick, you can't do it on the spot because you can't give yourself enough momentum to jump and spin yourself around, so you have to do it running up towards the surface, and that's what gives it more power as well, because you're given more momentum to push something forward with. You know, it's simple physics, and that's what makes martial arts so interesting to me.
Okay, it does 60 damage. I did the dash again. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I did the dash again.
Yeah, look at how many enemies you defeated
Okay,
at once. Is that not glorious? The correct answer is that it is. That was what we call a rhetorical question.
Didn't come back up again for some reason. Sadly, Ignitor cannot go in the water, because I don't know if you know this, but he's a fire Skylander. Fun fact.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that!
This will be a fun moment.
Crash, he is the most knowledgeable Skylanders player on YouTube.
Oh, never mind.
For knowledge he has in every single Skylanders unparalleled. Honestly, other people wish they knew as much about these games as Crash did. Crash is just such a huge Skylanders genius. I cannot believe how genius this guy is. And that comes without sarcasm too. I am genuinely invested in this guy's geniusness right now. He's teaching me stuff that I didn't even know about.
Oh my god, his third move.
BAM! Alright, let's go.
His third one is hands down the best one. Like, I love this smash down move. And the fact you can walk with it, like, it's so good. Whoever on the Skylanders team, choice for Bob.
Yeah, for walking, vastly improves it. If you had to stay still with the slam, it wouldn't be nearly as good.
I like the fact that I came up with that move. Whoever came up with that move, shout out to you. I will take you out for a club soda. Just club soda, that's it. Nothing else.
Whoever came up with the character Ignitor period, I would, you know, just walk up and shake their hand.
Hey, legendary treasure, let's go.
Yeah, these enemies don't have the greatest observation skills, shall we say. Nope, that was in the fire gate. And you didn't go into fire gate because the fire gate is terrible. I hate the fire gate in Orzbel Island so much. I hate it so much!
I'm trying to go into...
Anyway, don't forget Ignitor Soldier. You can't do an Ignitor video without the Soldier being involved.
Alright, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't know what Crash is seeking out now. Besides for gold, which is glorious in of itself. Imagine Ignitor's suit being made all out of gold, or getting a chase variant for Ignitor, like for Gold Chop Chop, for example. Oh, that would be so beast.
Let's go.
That sure is convenient, but that's just because that guy is such a big enemy that his hitbox was extended over his head. Smaller enemies, like those little Proutzer guys, never would have been able to be hit from up top. Then also, I believe Ignitor's slam also travels downwards as well, so it's not just on the same plane, it goes down. You know, in gaming there are axes. There's an x-axis, a y-axis, and a z-axis. And so, Ignitor's moves are sometimes only going to travel through certain planes. You know, sometimes they go like that, which is all the planes. Sometimes they go like that, which is two of the planes. Or that.
I didn't even know that was his here.
It is Ignitor's.
We already have that one. That's his, that's shield on.
Well, now you know that. Mr. Skylanders Genius himself.
Actually, can I hit him through the...
Yeah, that's just how hitboxes work, and it's why it's supposed to eventually be so janky, because the enemy hitboxes are simply put too small, and Ignitor's hitboxes are too specific.
You just get them through the door. You don't even need to wait for the door to be open. You just get them.
Not too specific enough to go straight through gates, however.
Up here now, which is awesome. So, Squiddier, oh, no chance. Okay.
Yes, whoop whoop! You can finally harness the true power of Ignitor.
Like 1 minute. So I'm gonna use just the combos on them, so I can get a.
Oh no! This video is starting to come to an end already.
Okay, that's a great start, I guess. Perfect. One combo.
Strike him down. Woohoo! Mate, how can you not love that?
Here, really, you know, like the dash move that isn't a dash move, you know? That's the one I'm really trying to get used to.
Yes, that move.
Okay, that was a dash move that time, alright.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he had some maneuverability, it had some momentum running behind it.
Yeah, it's literally 1 minute. Oh, so I'm gonna actually end it here now.
Oh dear! It's the end of the world as we know it. This video coming to an end.
With Ignitor, I think it was enough to give us a good...
Oh no, it's going to be Crash's face. I better cover up before I wind up being blinded for life. I mean, that's just the basic typical joke. I don't actually hate Crash's face. His glasses are falling down on him right here.
Is the fact that he has combo moves and his meme moves and all that. I always try to do the combos now purposely because so many people were being like, "Oh, you didn't use the combos. You should game better."
Combos can be one of the greatest parts of Skylanders, but sometimes they also kind of suck, so they don't always affect the rating of a Skylander, in all honesty.
Excellent damage, does a lot of hits, does like 40 damage each time, which is pretty sick for Ignitor.
Yeah, that's sick, alright.
I do love the fact that he shoots out the flame move, the secondary move where he shoots out his flame. You can take out multiple things really quickly. It does do a lot of damage, but it's good for, like, say, Chompies or the Nauticaloids that were there. So that took him out really easy. You just do that move, clear him out really simply. I'm not sure if there's
I mean, the Fire Spirit rebalances out Ignitor, it gives him some range.
But then, of course, his last move, that gigantic hammer slam down move, the fact that you can move while you do that, which makes me really excited. The fact that you literally can do that charge up move and walk the same exact speed you always did. I love that. So the fact
that is great. That's my headset starts falling down on my face right now.
I'm playing PlayStation XXX. XX Hold X, actually. That one there was a little iffy. I realized that by the time I'm attacking the enemy...
Yeah, say, in Giants that gets a whole lot better, Crash Buddy, you know, SSA, hitboxes being janky and all that. I have the exact same problem multiple times in my Ignitor solo run. So I hate the fact that if that's going to affect his score, you know, considering that it's only an SSA type thing.
The one where I did the slam down move, excellent for range. It got so many enemies in the area with it. Along with that
it did.
Move, when you take down the giant axe that comes from the top.
Well, clearly Crash enjoyed him. You know, there's a mild amount of bias here because he's my favourite, and some people tend to like him a lot more because they know he's my favourite. But still, some clear enjoyment all the same.
Look at me and say, Crash, you know what? You did pretty well with them, and it's enough to give you a try with them. And I know you're not 100% today, so I appreciate you trying it anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving Ignitor.
You took the words right out of my mouth right there.
This guy is for what it is.
Honestly, I was not expecting a perfect 5. Let's freaking go!
Down to 4, in my opinion. I think Ignitor is a fun Skylander to play with. I see why everybody loves him. I see why Ignite the Fire literally worships this guy.
I do worship this guy.
Very obvious. Just sitting there and playing with Ignitor, seeing how much fun he is, and even if you don't...
Oh, he's so much fun.
It's pretty good regardless. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Honesty Half Hour. Coming next
it has been an honour, Crash. Thank you for providing us with this unparalleled content on YouTube. And without further ado, we're going to go back to my full face now. So yes, Crash has made an amazing video without a shadow of doubt nor a hint of sarcasm. His videos are always high in production value, and the guy's charisma just carries a nice, you know, entertaining atmosphere for all of his videos. This video is no exception. So in other words, I am praising Crash for how good his content truly is, and I thoroughly enjoyed this episode of the Honesty Half Hour. A grand majority of that did come from the fact that we are talking about Ignitor here, and he got the perfect rating, which I could not be more happier about. It's a shame though, Crash, because I wanted to have the potential at some point to use this meme right here.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
But now because of you, I can't use it! How dare you take away my ability to use a meme? Ugh, this guy. I take it back, the video was terrible. I'm beyond disappointed, and, you know, blah-de-blah-de-blah, however the bee went, because I just suddenly and inexplicably forgot what was even said in the meme. So, with this all being said and done, this outro even is getting rather loud and noisy, so I have one final thing to conclude with, and that's the fact that tomorrow we're going to get some more Crash-based content here on the channel. This is not the last you're going to see of Crash for Skies right here, because I have a collaboration coming out with him tomorrow, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Crash is a very entertaining guy. I really appreciate his friendship and the fact that he has ultimately helped me build the YouTube channel to what it is today. I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now if not for his unrivaled support. Now, with that all being said and done, this video is coming to an end, but before that happens, I first want to thank all my Blazing Knights and Scorpion Dragons whose support allow me to continue pumping out quality videos like this one. Without them, this all wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I genuinely appreciate every last one of you from the bottom bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, I have others you can watch by clicking on screen now, and you can even subscribe by pressing the button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one, but until that moment arises, peace!